a second. Welcome, everyone, to our full moon ceremony. Today, we honor this constellation of Leo with its opposite sign, Aquarius. This is also an especially important date astrologically and numerologically because it's the day that we're told the Lion's Gate portal opens. This is from Matt Kahn, who expresses it this way. What is the Lion's Gate portal? When astrology and numerology coincide, it signals to us that something profound is unfolding throughout the cosmos. Lion's Gate is an alignment of celestial significance. The sun is in Leo, aligned with the star of Sirius, Orion's belt, and the Earth, coupled by the energy of the 8+8 numerology of August, the 8th month, plus today is the 8th day of the month. This alignment began weeks ago, but now it peaks in its potency, opening a portal of energetic power and potential that can be seized with our awareness and intention. It is said to be a time of heightened manifestation, but it's really a time of deep soul alignment with your human material form. Like an activation of radical coherence, you can expect this portal to come with a felt sense, a heaviness in the body, and a weightlessness in the mind. Sometimes this is perceived as fogginess or confusion, but it is really a burst of energetic activity from the universe. This is an incredible time to activate dreams and to accelerate any course corrections you may need to make in your life, to release from challenges, and to redefine misunderstandings into clarity. Lion's Gate opens the portal today, but the truth is you've already been walking toward it. This week doesn't ask you to leap, it asks you to listen to the new value system rising in your body, to the deeper knowing asking for devotion. Let the choices that feel like a return to who you really are. Let this week be a ceremony of self-worth. Let it be a closing of one energetic chapter and the initiation of a more rooted one, end quote. And then this is from the author of, I love the title of this book, the author of Tales from the Old Forest Fairies. Upon the 8th day of the 8th month, this day is known as the Lion's Gate portal, a day when the planets and the stars collide. Upon such a day, there be magic in the air. It be everywhere. And as they do say, those who believe are those who receive. If you are trying to manifest your dreams, then the trick is to believe your dreams are already in your reality. The universe knows nothing of the future or of the past. It only knows the now. So sit and imagine how you would feel if you had your heart's desire. Then spend a few moments feeling like your desires are already here right now. Your feelings and thoughts are powerful. End quote. This is thoughts written by Athlete Thompson. So I don't know about the rest of you, but it's been a pretty intense week with all these energies bombarding us. So it's good that we have some tools to remain grounded and centered in our own being. And now let's talk a bit about Leo and Aquarius. As we've mentioned before, it's always a good idea to familiarize ourselves with the energies of both signs, since we will be impacted by both energies this month. In any astrological opposition, it is important to attempt to blend or balance the two signs involved. And Aquarius is opposite of Leo. So those are the two energies we need to balance. The sun is the ruler of Leo, and Leo is the ruler of the heart. So in Leo, we must learn to bring the light of the sun into our hearts and radiate it out into the world as love, light, warmth, and compassion. Aquarius is the energy that distributes that love. When we are working with full moon energies, we recognize that the energy will impact us at the level of our consciousness. So let us review that idea for a moment. When we are totally identified with our personalities, our ego, that is what will be stimulated. If we have some connection to our soul or our higher self, then that is where we will feel the impact. And the more we work with these energies consciously, the more we expand our consciousness and assist in our own evolutionary journey. So let's talk now about the energy of Leo. Leo's true nature, soul nature, is love, as it is for all of us. But the Leo personality, the ego, loves only himself. He wants the light of the sun to shine only on him. His relationships are based on self-interest. What's in it for me? He has to learn to become sensitive to the needs of others. He must awaken to love's deeper meaning, that this love is his true essence. It is so much more than the personality's superficial, self-serving kind of love. As he begins to experience more of his true inner self, he develops that spiritual sensitivity that enables him to recognize and touch the self within another. As this sensitivity expands, he slowly becomes aware of the unity of all souls. The soul-centered mantra for Leo is, I am that, and that am I. I am you, and you are me. I am one with all that is, and all that is at one with me. Imagine how different our world would be with this understanding. Leo's personality can be charming and warm and charismatic, but again, the charm is used to pull others into satisfying his hopes and dreams. If this doesn't happen, we can get the roaring lion to contend with. Just a brief mention here that as I describe these energies, I am making sweeping generalizations. Everyone will experience the energies of Leo a little differently, depending on the level of their consciousness, as I mentioned, but also on their individual chart. You don't have to have the sun, moon, or rising sign in Leo to be impacted by those energies. Everyone has Leo somewhere in their chart, so everyone will be dealing with these energies to some degree. The house placement of Leo in your chart will determine the area of your life that is impacted. How the other planets interact with the Leo in your chart also impacts the quality of the energy. So again, on the level of the personality, Leo can be generous, perceptive. They make very good salespeople. They're good at PR. The sun is a great symbol for Leo because Leos can radiate warmth and goodwill. But usually at this level, there is also a need for recognition, for praise, for accolades, a need to get something for himself. There's a selfish motivation. Leos make good leaders, but the challenge is for them to rule responsibly, to use their status and power appropriately from a compassionate heart. Leo is a fire sign, along with Aries and Sagittarius. And fire signs are always concerned with transformation. In this case, Leo is freeing himself from the collective mind which he experienced in Cancer to become a self-sufficient individual. Initially, as we've said, he puts himself at the center. He demands power. He demands influence, prestige, rank, and position. But eventually he realizes how isolated he has become, how excluded from the stream of life because of this self-centeredness. He realizes it's lonely at the top. So eventually there is a sort of awakening, an inner conversion. He begins to long for contact, for love and understanding. And as this longing grows, he begins the courageous battle to tear down the walls which he has erected between himself and his fellow humans. Now his focus gradually turns outward toward humanity, and he begins to feel himself a part of the great whole. His transformation takes place through self-awareness. He realizes how identified he has been with the roles he has played. Can you think of a time in your life when you experienced this same transformative moment? When you realized you had outgrown the roles you had been playing? You asked yourself the question, who am I apart from this role? The deeper journey of Leo begins here, as he begins the search for his true, authentic self and becomes willing to bring that out into the world. Now he is on his way to a more enlightened expression of these energies. The poet May Sarton has written a beautiful poem that illustrates this Leo energy, and I'd like to paraphrase it for you. She comments on how it's taken her so long to become herself. She's traveled, she's lived the ups and downs. She spent a lot of time playing roles that were not reflective of who she truly was. What was I so afraid of, she asks. It's time now to be still, to stand in her own sacredness and power and claim her true identity. So this is the Leo journey, to discover that authentic self and not be afraid to claim that power and demonstrate that love. Let's examine for a moment Leo's opposite sign, Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, so it will energize the mental body. It will stimulate our intelligence. Leo, as we've said, is a fire sign ruled by the sun. So the task here is to blend the heart and the mind into intelligent love. There's a legend that I've told many times about the Buddha. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but the story is called The Sin of the Buddha. And it describes how in one particular incarnation, the Buddha was filled with love, unconditional love toward everyone he met. One day he came upon a lion that was starving, and her baby cubs were dying because there was no food. So he walked into the lion's lair and sacrificed himself so the lions could eat and live. This is love without intelligence. If his mind had been working, he could have thought about many ways to gather food for the lions without sacrificing himself. It's important that we learn discernment as we radiate the light that Leo brings. The Buddhists call this right action. Right action will occur when we blend the mental intelligence of Aquarius and the fiery love of Leo. Aquarius is all about distribution and integration. It's a group conscious as opposed to self-conscious. So as Leo evolves, He moves the focus away from himself to the larger world through this Aquarian energy. He moves from independence to interdependence. And there's an interesting symbology here. Leo rules the heart, our creative potential. It's a fixed sign, meaning it's a stabilizing energy. Aquarius rules the circulatory system. So it distributes this life force energy throughout the blood. The heart cannot do its job without the circulatory system, and vice versa. So Leo must learn to distribute and integrate his creative gifts through the networking sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is a humanitarian, an idealist, while Leo is more pragmatic and earthy. The blending of these two energies can help us bring our creative ideas out into manifestation, into the physical world. But because Aquarius is an air sign, it can be quite impersonal, in his head, mental, not so much in touch with his feelings. Leo can bring Aquarius the warmth of the heart. Leo needs Aquarius to help it detach from personal love and self-serving. Leo needs the Aquarian visionary and the distributing energy to be able to share with the larger world. So this month in Leo, we are challenged to first of all learn to love without dominating, to care without becoming overly dependent, and finally to stand in our own power, but not to use it to manipulate others. These two energies are not easy to balance, but let us ask ourselves these questions. Is it possible for you to feel your power without closing down your heart? Or do you have to be shut down or detached from your humanity to demonstrate your power? Can you be powerful with an open heart? Or do you lose your boundaries when your heart is open? These questions would be good to ponder as we make our way through this Leo month. A beautiful mantra for Leo that speaks to who we are at our essence is the following: more radiant than the sun, purer than the snow, subtler than the ethers is the self, the spirit within me. I am that self am I. We have the opportunity this month with the sun in Leo to know ourselves as we are in our essence. Let us use that energy to shine, and radiate from that true place within us. I know that I read this piece to you just a few months before, but it is such a true picture of what Leo demonstrates that I'd like to read it again. It's written by that world-renowned philosopher, Winnie the Pooh. It's a quiet night tonight, isn't it, Piglet? Said Pooh, gazing up at the stars. It certainly is, said Piglet, his little paw resting on his friend's. What do you think the stars talk about? Asked Pooh. When we're not listening, I mean. Piglet thought for a moment. I think they talk about light, he said, about how even in the darkest skies, they shine as best they can, no matter how small they are, because they know someone, somewhere, is looking up and needs to see them. Pooh smiled. That's a lovely thought, Piglet. Do you think we're like that too, little stars shining for each other? Piglet nodded. Yes, Pooh, I think that's what we're meant to do, to be a little light for someone, even when the night feels very big and very dark. Pooh sat quietly for a moment and then said, "If that's true, Piglet, then I think you're the brightest star I know. Even on my gloomiest days, you make me feel like everything will be all right." "And you're mine, Pooh," said Piglet softly, "because with you I always feel safe, even when the woods seem scary or the path isn't clear." The two friends sat together under the stars, wrapped in the kind of quiet love that doesn't need grand gestures or fancy words, just presence, just care, just two lights shining for each other in the great big world. "What do you think we should do tomorrow?" asked Pooh after a while. "I think we should just keep shining," said Piglet. I love that. So let us prepare now for our meditation. Make sure you're seated comfortably with all distractions taken care of. This is your time, your sacred time to sit and become still. Taking a few deep breaths now, notice the softness that flows into the body, this gentle letting go energy of releasing all that constricts. Begin to put your attention on the breath, breathing rhythmically, easily letting all tension float away on each exhalation. Feel the body sink into relaxation. The mind begins to quiet, and the emotional body becomes still. In your mind's eye now, see the color orange fill the room. This is the color of Leo. Take a few moments to breathe that color into your heart and hold the intention to be receptive to those energies as they descend into your body. Now listen as I repeat the mantra for Leo. More radiant than the sun, purer than the snow, subtler than the ethers is the self, the spirit within me. I am that self. That self am I. Put your awareness now on your heart center. Remember, Leo rules the heart. Imagine yourself sitting on a peaceful beach. You can hear the sounds of the waves crashing onto the shore. You can smell the salt air. Looking around, you see that it's just about sunrise. Feel the warmth of the breeze on your face. The temperature is just right. Now watch as the sun rises. Imagine it fully above the horizon now, brilliant in its orange gold flaming light. Breathe that sun right into your heart. Feel its warmth as it irradiates your entire body. filling each cell with light. Your heart beats, and with every pulsation, the energy of love, of light, is sent to every part of your body. Feel this energy fill you with vitality, energy, vibrancy. See yourself as a radiant being of light. More radiant than the sun. That is you. Feel it in your heart. I am a radiant being, full of light. That is who I am. At my very core, I am light and love and intelligence. This is my true, deep self. Let that sink in for just a minute or two. Purer than the snow. I am a being of essential purity. No matter what I've done or what's been done to me, in my essence, I am pure. I am this love. I am this sun. The spirit within is me. Now imagine this sun at the center of your chest. Wherever you go, imagine it shining 360 degrees from that center. Include all those that you see and interact with in that light. Now imagine that the light that is within you is the same light that is within everyone. Imagine living your life this way, seeing the light in every person you meet and radiating outward your own inner sun. This is the gift of Leo and Aquarius. Let us sit in this silence for just a few minutes before we come back and allow these two energies to fully enter your body. Now, slowly opening your eyes, bring yourselves back to the room in which you are sitting. Feel your body touching the chair or the floor. Wiggle your fingers and move your feet, and send your energy down to your feet. sensing roots at the bottom of your feet that go right into the center of the earth. Feel yourself grounded in the earth. And now let us close with the great invocation, the adapted version. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May the coming one return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide all little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. 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 And just a little sidebar of practical information. Tomorrow there's a nationwide attempt to protest in the way of not buying anything all day, not spending any money. It's a way to sort of shut down consumer spending for one day just to make a statement that we protest the present government. And also the final announcement is that next month, I am not going to be able to hold a Zoom full moon ceremony. I have another commitment for the weekend, but it will be on YouTube. I will post it on YouTube, so it will be there the actual day of the full moon. So I am going to stop recording.